Hello everyone, we'll get started in 2 more minutes. Let people join in. Just confirm if you are able to hear my voice or not. Can somebody confirm in the live chat? Because I don't have any guests, so I need your help in understanding if my voice is audible or not. Anybody, is my voice audible? Hello, hello, hello. Anybody? Hmm. Can somebody confirm in the group, in the live chat, if my voice is audible or not? In the meanwhile, let's get started, guys. I hope my voice is audible. I've just checked. My voice is coming perfectly fine on my phone. So today's topic is going to be, the agenda of today's topic is very open. It's going to be some tips and tricks discussions for freshers who are kind of very much interested and keen towards the data science domain and who want to work in the data science and analytics domain. Apart from that, we'll also show you how to create resumes. I have couple of templates for resumes as well for freshers, for experienced professionals, and all those things. So we'll discuss all these things. Apart from that, in case you have any personal doubts, also you can reach out to me. Well, honestly speaking, I didn't had an intention of a webinar today because due to some reasons I didn't had any webinar scheduled, but I got some time, so I thought let's go live. And I was out of topics because I hadn't prepared anything, so I just randomly picked something so that I can talk about. So today we shall be discussing about resume preparations and all those things. Definitely, I can guarantee you this is going to be very fruitful because many people don't give priorities to resume preparations and all those things, but it plays a vital role when it comes to the job search and all those things. Many of my students have also been beneficial by all these kind of tips, so it will definitely be beneficial for you. So let's get started. People have started joining in. Uh, it's okay, just 7 8 people are watching, but it's okay, people will join in. So let's get started. Hello everyone, this is Satyajit Pattnaik and welcome to my channel. Today's topic is going to be, as such there is no topic, but yeah, it's going to be tips for freshers or data science enthusiasts in 2021. Apart from that, we'll also talk about some of the resume building exercises, how to get jobs, what should be the tips for the freshers, and we'll discuss all these things in today's video. Let's get started. One of my previous videos I had uploaded a couple of days back was very related to this one, which is tips for freshers. If you haven't seen that, you can go ahead and watch out. But I'll also go through this particular slide. I'll talk some of the tips and then we'll get started with the resume preparation activity. Okay. Okay, so tips for freshers, there are four major tips as per me. Now, there could be multiple more tips as well, but these are the four major tips I would say, and it works. It 100% it works. So one of the tips is going to be, many people in the field of data science who are entering this field, who are, because these are some of the common questions I get. I want to learn data science, I want to learn machine learning, I want to learn AI and all those things. Now that's fine, because just try to understand data science is majorly divided into, there are three major career paths in data science. Okay, one of them is the data analysis part, one of them is your business intelligence part, and one of them is your core data science part, where you have machine learning, you have NLP, deep learning, computer vision, and all those things. Many people who don't have any knowledge, there are some AI gurus on market. They usually tell, learn data science, get a job. It's going to give you this much package, that much a package, and all these things, and they get provoked. Okay, and they get started with that. And many people are focused on the data science part. Now, apart from that, my suggestion would be, when you are getting started with the data science part, the first thing you learn is data analysis. Data analyst roles are abundant in market at the moment. If you haven't seen, just go to LinkedIn and try to search. You will find lots and lots of jobs with respect to the data analysis stack. Data analysis, business analyst, BI developers, Power BI developers, Tableau developers. These all are, these are the keys to enter the data science field. In order to learn data science, in order to know machine learning, NLP, you will have to know what is data analysis, what is EDA, what are the basics of statistics, how do we deal with data analysis using Excel, using Python, using Power BI. All these are must. So you can focus on the data analysis part and you can still get a good job. And once you get the job, getting into data science is not very difficult. It's just one step ahead. Okay, it's going to be very easy. Now, the second tip for freshers is going to be resume preparation. Now, many people in India, they don't, not in India, it's a very generic assumption which people do, that let's create one resume and start applying for jobs. Now, obviously, the conversion rate is not that high in that terms. You can also, if you have time, you can also do some deep research on that. But if you're creating one resume and applying in thousand jobs, how many jobs shortlisting you are getting? Like how many jobs you are getting shortlisted? That you can take a note down. Okay. And apart from that, what tip I usually give is prepare multiple resumes. Now, for example, in data science itself, I can prepare 4 to 5 resumes. One could be very data analysis centric. One could be very much focused on Power BI, the BI tools. One could be very much focused on the machine learning part. One could be very much focused on the advanced machine learning and computer vision part. So 3 to 4 resumes I can create. And once you create multiple resumes, once you are applying for jobs on LinkedIn, on Naukri, so there could be multiple jobs. One job could be focused on the NLP part. One job could be very much focused on computer vision part. Now, in a computer vision job, if you just apply using a data analysis profile, it you might not get shortlisted, right? Because down the line, somebody has to shortlist your profile. Once he sees your resume and he doesn't find what is mentioned in the job description and what is mentioned in your resume, he or she could reject your resumes. Now, obviously, if you know machine learning and deep learning and all these things, then you can prepare multiple resumes and work with. Okay, so based on the jobs, you always prepare your resumes. Apart from that, there could be one more tedious activity which is more time taking, which is based on jobs. Once you start looking at the jobs on LinkedIn or any other portal, they do have their job description, right? So based on job descriptions, try to select, try to analyze what are the skills they require. Okay, because once you start reading, you will understand. Let's say, I'll just hide this. I'll go to uh, LinkedIn. Let's say I have just opened up this particular. Let's say I'll just search for data scientist, and let's say this is the job which I'm going to apply. Now, what are the key factors? What are the key skills they require? They require 2 to 3 years of experience, right? Only if you have that experience, then you can apply for this job. Apart from that, they need Python or PySpark. Now, if you know PySpark and if you haven't mentioned PySpark in your resume, there are high chances your resume might not be selected, because ultimately the HRs, the technical recruiters, they don't know very in-depth knowledge on data science, right? So they are told to refine the resumes based on keywords. Apart from that, there are various companies who are also doing this using AI also. Okay, skill matching and all those things. So in case your this keyword is not there in your resumes, there are high chances your resumes might not get selected itself. Now, only when your resumes are shortlisted, then only you can prove in the next steps, right? So first thing is resume screening. So for that, you always have to mention the keywords that is being asked in the job. I'm not telling that PySpark is mentioned. Even if you don't know PySpark, just write it down. I'm not telling that. But if you know, you have to write it down. Because I know when it comes to data science, there could be multiple skills which we acquire during our learning. NLP, AI, machine learning, regression, classification. Even one of the funny incident is that one of the companies in Hong Kong. I was not selected for that. My resume didn't get selected. So what happened was that I was desperately, I wanted to give interviews in that company, and it's a funny incident. That's the reason I'm mentioning you. I'll not mention the company's name, but I had written everything. I had written machine learning, deep learning, CNN, RNN, etc., etc. I have mentioned almost everything which is there on the resumes, which is there on the job description. Now, unluckily, I didn't mention AI and I didn't mention ML ops. However, I have been working in DevOps, I have been working in productionizing and all these things. ML ops is a very new term in the market. Machine learning plus operations is basically ML ops. And I hadn't mentioned ML ops, I hadn't mentioned AI. So my was not screened. Now I knew that recruiter personally, so I texted him. I texted him on LinkedIn. I tried to reach out to him, and then I asked him that why my resume was not screened, because it's a senior position and I'm looking out for this opportunity. It was kind of a data science managerial opening, and then he talked about all these things that your resume was not screened based on keywords. Then I had to explain him that AI is nothing but machine learning. That I have written machine learning, I have written NLP, and still my resume was not screened. So these are some of the funny incidents. So that's my stake. Whenever I tell my students, I usually tell them that refine the keywords from the jobs. It is a tedious work because going through each and every job description and preparing resumes is a tedious task. But if you are honestly looking out for opportunities, then definitely this step works. On 1,000 jobs, if you apply, definitely there will be a good conversion rate. There will be a good amount of companies who will be selecting your resume and going for the next steps. Okay, and again, for freshers, obviously you have time, so you have to do this definitely. For experienced professional also, this works. Apart from that, when it comes to abroad job opportunities as well, then also you have to do this very minutely. You have to prepare your cover letters and all those things. Okay. Many people write one cover letter and they just copy paste it and send it to the employers. That's not the way you should deal with. You should always write your own cover letter for a new company. Okay. Cover letter templates I don't have for the time being, but probably I will see if I can show you something. Okay. So yes, I was talking about this thing. So PySpark is mentioned, so you'll always have to mention PySpark if you have experience in that. You can see dashboarding skills is also required. Python, Flask skills are also required. Now, if you don't mention Flask, if you don't mention, I have created some dashboards using Power BI or Excel, again, high chances are that your resume will not get screened, right? GitHub based data science solution development, Arima is people who know data science, they might be knowing. So, this is one of the algorithms for time series forecasting. Time series forecasting is one of the common use cases in any kind of industries, right? So if you see, they have mentioned Arima, that means they have some use cases related to time series. So if you have worked on time series, always write at least one project related to time series. Because what happens in data science interviews is that it's not like Java, it's not like HTML, it's not like front end jobs or something like that. Data science is huge, right? Many people know that. So mostly 80-90% of the interviews are very focused on your resumes. They will only be asking you, this is one of the freshers resume. Okay, so they will only be asking you a certain use case which you have written in your resume. So one step is that mention a relevant use case or a relevant project, and whichever project you are writing, you have to be thorough end to end. You should know end to end everything about it. You should know what was the business idea, why this use case, why you are solving this use case, what business benefits is it going to give to the company. All these things you have to be prepared. How did you handle the missing data? How did you handle the imbalanced data? How did you create the model? How did you convert it into APIs? When it comes to the analysis part, they might ask you, how did you initially analyze the data? How did you capture the data? All these kind of questions might occur. Okay, so as I told you, first step is going to be your have to be open on all the areas. Okay, second tip is going to be multiple resumes, and in case you have time, doesn't take much time. Even I follow it. So prepare multiple resumes, and when you prepare multiple resumes, see, you already have skeleton resumes. Business analyst, you have a resume. Data analyst, you have a resume. Machine learning, you have a resume. And computer vision also, you have a resume. Let's say you are going through the job descriptions and you see that this is something very relevant to Power BI. So you can pick your data analysis or the BI analysis resume, do some minor tweaks. If they're asking for advanced DAX, write it down. I mean, write it down as in if you know, then write it down. Okay, something like that. Write the keywords in your resumes. That's going to be very much helpful. The third step is going to be social connections. Now, there are so many examples in my LinkedIn profile itself. Many freshers, 2021 graduates, 2020 graduates, they have got jobs just by creating connections. LinkedIn is a very good portal. Apart from LinkedIn, there are various other portals as well. Quora is one of the portals. Reddit is one of the portals. There are a lot of hackathons. So once you get started with the machine learning and all these learnings part, it's always advisable to go for hackathons. Even it is advisable if you haven't started your journey also. Even if you know 5%, 10% about machine learning, you are open to join hackathons. I have visited, I have attended hell lot of hackathons where my teammates were not at all, they didn't knew about data science. They have just they have just joined to explore how other nationalities people work, how data scientists work, how machine learning engineers work, and all those things. Because mostly when it comes to corporate hackathons or normal hackathons, a team will be formed. A team will be like 6 to 8 members. Not all will be data scientists. Some will be data scientists. Some will be data engineers. Some will be machine learning engineers. Some will be good at presentations. Some will be good at the deployment part. Some will be good at storytelling. Okay, so a good team is formed when a lot of combinations of people are there. So social connection plays a vital role. You have to create a good amount of connections. You have to create good amount of networking. Is it audible right now? Is it audible right now? I think it's audible. Yeah. Just confirm me and then we'll quickly start. Sorry for the delay. I'm not pretty sure. I think there is some issue with my camera, so because of that, it's getting disconnected. Let's see. Okay, I'm back. Uh, it's audible, right? Okay. Everybody was there with me, right? Because I winded up this one, tips and all those things, bonus tips. I think it was audible then, right? Okay, okay. Let's get started with the effective resume part. Okay. Now, I have some because see, I'm not a resume expert, but I have given career counseling and all these things for more than 1,000 or 1,500 students so far. So even if I'm not a professional person or professional, authenticated person to guide you in this, but definitely it will be beneficial once you follow these steps. Okay. So what's the objective? Objective is going to be understanding the importance of resume as a selling tool. In parallel, I'm also checking with the live chat in case you have any questions that write something on that. Okay. So objective is clear. We have to understand the importance of resume as a selling tool because resume is your selling tool. You have to sell yourself. Okay. Learn how to write a good resume. That's going to be the agenda, going to be the objective for the next couple of minutes. Okay. Now, what should be the format? And now these are some of the basic things which many of you already know, but it's good to know, right? It's good to know about the basics as well. Sometimes we also miss basic things. Name, address, objective, education, awards, honors, experience, hobbies, skills, interests. This is how your format should be. And I'll also talk about some of the do's and don'ts with respect to resume. Some of the do's are that always keep your resume uh, like concised to 2 pages, 1 or 2 pages maximum. For freshers, it is recommended to have 1 page. For experienced professionals, it is recommended to have 2 pages. Even if you are 15, 20 years experience, doesn't matter. You can still wind up your resume in 2 pages. My resume, I do have 10 years of experience. I can wind it up my resume in 1 page also. So it's always recommended to have your resume in 1 or 2 pages. There are many professionals because I do a lot of resume screening. Because apart from my official job, I also help some of my startup friends who are in startups and all those things in hiring as well. So I have seen more than 1,000 2,000 resumes. Most of the advanced resumes, like experienced resumes, I have seen four pages, 6 pages, 10 pages, 8 pages. It's a complete don't. You always have to keep your resume concise, 2 pages max, not even 3 pages. Some gurus also tell that you can have it for 3 pages, 2 pages. That's it. You always have to structure your resume in such a way that you can write down everything in those 2 pages. Left section probably for the experience, right section for the skills and all those things. Okay. Step two, include special recognitions. If you have got some recognitions, let's say employee of the year or best project delivery, anything, even if it is non-technical also, that's fine. It is always good to write special recognitions. Step three, write positive points and target your information to the employer because it's one of the medium where you are selling your profile, you are selling yourself, you are showcasing what you are in the resume, right? So always you showcase your positive side of it, never showcase your negative side of it. So if the company demands xyz skills and if you have them, mention it. Don't hesitate to write it down. Okay. What are the don'ts? Don't fit too much on the page. Many people, what they do is they explain everything in depth. Okay, for example, I'll take an example. Uh, the example is that implemented time series algorithm, or else implemented forecasting model. Implemented a forecasting model. That should be the heading. What people do is they write everything. They write the entire summary. Don't write the entire summary about the project. Always keep that for your face-to-face discussion, because only when your employer or the recruiter is interested in that project, he or she will be asking you more about it. In that, you can explain more. Okay, many people what they do is implemented forecasting model. So I have implemented a time series forecasting model using Arimax, Sarimax, Facebook Profit, and did this. I implement the seasonality components and all those things, and they write some big paragraphs, and that's how they land up in having more than 3 to 4 pages of resume. Never do that. Okay. Marital status, personal information is not required. Height, weight, marital status, gender is fine, but other things it's not recommended. Obviously, salary requirements not required to be mentioned, which is very basics. We already know that. No negative comments about your previous employers. In case you have any personal grudge, in case you left your previous companies due to some reasons, never mention that. Okay. Health information, reasons for leaving previous employers are also not required. These are the don'ts. What are some of the tips? Avoid lengthy resume. Do not fake. Okay, it's always recommended not to fake. If you don't have that, don't write it. Even if the job description demands Power BI, if you don't have Power BI, don't write it. Just write Tableau in case you have. If you don't have Tableau, write Excel. That's it. Even if you work on Excel, they will understand that if somebody can work on Excel, if somebody has done data analysis on Excel, they can do it on Power BI. It's quite understandable. Do not be too loud. That means do not boast yourself. Avoid slangs, jargons, and abbreviations. Okay, you do not write some big jargon words or some abbreviations. So always keep it concise, make it user readable, because you might have worked on some use cases which the recruiter might not be aware of. So it's always recommended to write full words, not just abbreviations. Right? Check for grammatical errors, which is very basic. Repetition of words are not required. What I've seen is people write built and implemented this, built and implemented this, built and implemented this, built and never do that. There are different words. You can use synonyms. You can use some words which mean built and implemented, but they are not built and implemented, right? So that's how you can avoid the repetition of words. Do not get personal. Avoid criticizing past employers. Do not misrepresent skills. Avoid unprofessional email IDs. Again, funny incident. I have seen many people who have email IDs like cool something at the red gmail.com, something.rocks 1991 at the red gmail.com. Never do that. I mean, as a recruiter, obviously we do have, I mean, we are kind of open for that. And I have seen many recruiters who are quite open for that, but there are many recruiters who are very strict on that as well. And it creates a negative impression as well, because you are not, it says that you are not serious about the job. So it is always recommended not to use these kind of fancy unprofessional email IDs. Cool something something 1991 at the rate gmail.com, something that rocks. I always rock. I had seen many funny email IDs. I don't remember, but cool and rocks very common. I have seen that. These are some of the power keywords. Power keywords which has to be mentioned in your resume, and it creates impact. Because when you write, uh, you always have to showcase that what you have implemented and what impact did that project do to the business. When you are a fresher, that's fine. You don't have to mention the business attributes, but when you are experienced, you always have to mention that I have did this and did that, and try to I increased 20% of the revenue by implementing this algorithm, something like that. Okay, so these are some of the power keywords to use. Getting message from my mom. So solved, managed, developed, presented, completed, surpassed, invented, simplified, initiated, implemented, overhauled, launched, generated. So these are some of the power keywords which is very much recommended on resumes. And using these keywords, you can definitely formulate all the lines. You don't have to repeat. There are people who repeat implemented, implemented this, implemented that, implemented this. Don't do that. You can use solved, you can use developed, you can use presented, you can use completed, right? You always have to use this. Cliches to avoid. These are some of the keywords which you should avoid in your resume. Many people write this. I'm sure people who are watching right now, they might also have these keywords in your resumes, but never mention that. Even I might have that. I can agree on that. I might have, but it's always recommended to ignore these words. Do not mention these words. Team player, because it's a very common thing. Everybody will expect you to be a good team player. So, I mean, it's not relevant if you write it down. Hard worker. Everybody expects you to be a hard worker. Highly motivated, highly qualified. Only because you have skills, because you are shortlisted for that job, they know that you are highly skilled. They know that you are highly motivated. So these keywords you shouldn't write. You should avoid it as much as possible. Even if you write it, that's fine, not an issue. Apart from that, this is one of the basic resume template. Obviously, I will pass on the document file, the doc file. But yeah, I haven't created it from scratch. It's one of the templates from Google Docs. If you go to Google Docs, there are multiple resume templates. If you just search here, see, there are a lot of resume templates here. You can use any one of them. I would recommend to use either this one or this one. I personally like this one because everything can be summarized in one page. Now I'll show you the experience resume. Let me just, I hope my voice is clear. I'm really sorry. Is it audible now? Something is wrong because usually I have some guests and they usually notify me if I'm not audible or something. So that is the main problem happening right now. Okay, thank you guys. Till what point you have understood? Like where was I? Can somebody tell me where was I? I was explaining something, right? Till what point you have heard, or should I start everything from scratch from this point? Okay, let me start it from here. In case you have already heard it, that's kind of okay.
Okay, let's get started. So what I was telling is there are more than there are multiple. So you don't have to pay anything for your resumes. There are multiple portals which provides you paid resumes, right? And there you always can use the template gallery in the docs.google.com. These will definitely help you out. These are the two resumes which will be definitely helping you out. There are 5 to 6 resume templates, but I personally use this one. Okay, so you can already see here name and your about you, what have you done, what's your experience. The right side is your location, email id, and all those things. I have provided some icons. Using those icons you can use your hyperlinks to show your github locations and all those things. On the right side you can see the skills. On the left side you have experience. So here you can see the keywords, like these are the keywords which you should use: worked, peer reviewed, mentored, built and implemented, analyzed, provided analytics consulting. All these things you have to mention. Even if it is data science, even if it is java, anything you have to mention in this way. Then comes your education. If you have dual degrees you mention this, or you can just remove one of them. And then comes your side projects. Side projects, this is just for experienced professionals, in case you have done some freelancing activities, or else in case you have done some related projects from kaggle or some public data sets, you can mention that. Okay, because this gives an idea to the recruiters that even if you haven't used it in the industries, but still you have some knowledge on this. For example, you are applying for an nlp related job. Okay, and in your resume I don't see nlp. I see that there is some dashboard implementation, there is some customer profiling and models, there is something there, something that. I don't see nlp. So what you can do is you can mention here that for example, sentiment analysis using nlp, something like this, spacey library, something like this you can mention. So that once somebody reviews your resume they will see, okay, even if it is a side project but still he has knowledge on nlp. Okay, now everybody clear on this part. And here you can see licenses and certifications, your hobbies, like playing cricket, playing this, listening music, and then your languages. You can see the entire resume is summed up in 2 pages. That's it. Even if you have more jobs also, that doesn't matter. You still have so many free space. Okay, apart from that, apart from that okay, I'm getting some pings. Okay, let's move on to freshers resume. Very similar resume, but minutely I have changed. Okay, so what minute change I have done? Your name, let's say Rohan Avasti, something, location, your number, email address. Again, YouTube, GitHub, portfolio, whatever you have, you just have to insert image, up search from web. Let's say I will add LinkedIn, 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 insert, and here I will just do this. That's it. Click on here, go to, where is that? Go to insert hyperlink and just add something. Let's say my profile is this. I will just add apply. That's it. Done. You can. easily add all these things in just one line. You don't have to write text. If you start writing text, you know how lengthy it will be, right? So like this. Experience. Now for a fresher, if you have worked on some internships, always mention this: internship, data science intern, built, optimized, all these things you have to mention. Okay, whatever you have done. Company X, company Y, Flask development intern, data science intern, blah blah blah. If you don't have experience, nothing to worry about. So let me explain for freshers who have internship knowledge. For them, you have to mention your experience, or you can mention it as internship and experience, then your education, then your side projects. Okay, you can see one page. Skills, you can just make it comma separated to make it fit into a one page format. Licenses and certifications. Hobbies, again I have used comma separated, and languages also you can use comma separated if you want to. Side projects, again these are the side projects. Probably could be Kaggle projects, could be any other projects which you have worked on. Just mention what you have done as a freelancer, or as worked on blah 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 use cases from Kaggle or something like that. Or else, if you have attended some hackathons, solve this and that using those hackathons. Okay. In case people don't have internship experience, so what they can do is entire thing can be removed, and instead of side projects, here you will mention projects. Simple. Okay, let me just create one more copy of it. Make a copy. Submit to. Okay. Again, it's not audible. Is it audible now? Prajakta says not audible. It's audible, right? Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I'm just panicking because I don't have anyone in the stream to look out for. Okay, so people who don't have internship experience, simple change. Don't make it very complicated. Projects, instead of this, mention as much projects you have worked. Okay, here and here, just remove the side projects. Nothing to worry about. And see, it's always recommended whenever you are applying for a job or applying for, here you can already, you have so many space, you can add 3 or 4 projects, you write it down. Probably it's recommended to write 4 projects. Okay, 3 to 4 projects. But for example, because as a data scientist you might have worked on multiple things, right? EDA and all these things. You are applying for a EDA or a data analysis job, right? Just tweak a little bit. Exploration of data, exploration of customer data, something like that. So here you mention performed categorical and numerical analysis and found insights for XYZ use case. Okay, used statistical methods like sampling, etc. etc. Okay, now because you're applying for a data analysis role, and they have mentioned they want people very strong in EDA and all this statistical knowledge, right? And statistics also as a skill you can mention here, statistics. And you can also mention something here: use statistical methods like A/B testing, sampling, etc. etc. Your second could be something related to Power BI. So you're getting my point, right? When it is very core machine learning or NLP related area, mention that projects. When it is data analysis area, mention those projects, relevant projects. Because ultimate goal is to get your resume screened, right? So only when the resumes will be screened if you mention what the company demands. It's not the other way around. You are not going to create a resume and blindly apply for 1,000 jobs. Okay, your conversion rate will be definitely higher. Apart from that, Many people have asked me about freelancing opportunities, how to get freelancing jobs and all those things. So people who are watching my stream right now could be beneficial. Many people might already be knowing about it, but I'll talk about some of the portals where you can get started with freelancing also. Okay. Now, one of the basic technique is going to be creating connections. Your main aim is to create connections as much as possible. How you can create connections? You always have to post. Every day you have to post something. Let's say today you implemented XYZ algorithm. If you performed XYZ use cases, post it. Create create a little document, or else create a blog, post it. Start posting it, start adding connections, and this is how you can grow. And once you start growing, then definitely will come into lot of attention. Then people might reach out to you, because that's how I got my first freelancing opportunity way back in 2016. Okay, so I got my first opportunity when I was still studying data science, and I implemented that also. So these are the tricks. Apart from that, there are portals like, obviously many people might already be knowing about it, freelancer.com, and there are websites like Upwork, and there are websites like fiverr.com. Okay. Now, freelancer.com and upwork.com, getting a bid is very difficult. Okay, because this how these websites work is there are multiple professionals working in this platform. You can also create your profiles and you can start. But getting what happens is, let's say I, as an end customer, I want some projects. Okay, I want to work on NLP. For example, let's say I want to perform sentiment analysis. I post my job and I post a quote that I needed it in $1,000. So there could be multiple people like you who would be bidding for those projects. The lowest bid will win the project. Now, as a recruiter, as a client, I will be more than happy for hiring a developer who is quoting the lowest, right? So bidding plays a very vital role, but you can get started with it. And once you start working on it, you will understand more about it. One of the platforms is Fiverr. So Fiverr, what happens is, in Fiverr, again, just start your Fiverr seller account. So once you have already good experience on Power BI, on data analysis and all these things, you can easily create your profile and become a seller. Becoming a seller on Fiverr is very, like, it's free. So if you start becoming a seller, this is how it works. Ready to start selling. So you have to publish your gigs. Gig is nothing but your jobs. Okay. So people who don't have jobs, who are struggling to get jobs, full-time jobs, you can easily get started with Fiverr. Okay, how to become a successful Fiverr seller? That also I have some tricks. I will not reveal that in the video. In case you want to get, you in case you want to be very sure about this part, you want to create a Fiverr account and get started, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. I will share you the inputs. I don't want to make it public. Okay, because there are some hacks. So I'll not talk about those hacks in this particular video. So you can provide your profile and all those things. And once your profile is done, then you can create your gig. Now you can create n number of gigs. Okay, what are the gigs you can create? There could be anything. You can create data analysis. You can create Power BI dashboards. You can create Tableau dashboards. So in short, what I'm telling is, from one profile you can create n number of gigs. Gigs is nothing but n number of seller jobs, or you can say n number of offerings which you are providing to the client. Now, once you create, obviously, your first time, your seller account is new, right? You don't have any reviews. So, as a client, we usually go for developers who already have some 5-star ratings. Now, I'll show you as a client what we do. So, let's say I need some Tableau services, Tableau, or let's say Power BI dashboard. So I will just search Power BI dashboard. I need some help in Power BI. Okay, that's my main motive. Now you can see category, service options, seller details. Mostly those users are seen who have a positive review, who have reviews. None of the users shown here have zero reviews, right? So getting your first job is going to be very crucial. For that, get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I will help you out. Okay, here we can also pass some budgets, maximum budget, delivery time, and all those things. Okay, I will not let's not stretch this session. That's it for today's video, guys. uh, I never thought of coming live today. There was no plan, in fact. But yeah, next session is going to be very important. Next Sunday, I have a special guest. Many of you might already be knowing about Moise, right? I'll just show his profile. Let me just share 1 second. Many people who you know who are actually into machine learning and all those things, they might know this guy, Moise Ali. So he's the creator of PyCaret. I was also one of the official reviewers of PyCaret. So he's going to speak everything about PyCaret in the next session, next Sunday. And after that session, I'm not pretty sure, but there will be a lot of sessions, lot of free webinars coming in on my channel. And just have faith in me. That's it, guys. That's it for today's video. Yeah, I'll keep the call open for the next 5 to 10 minutes, or else probably 5 minutes. In case you have any questions, just ask. I would be okay to repeat what I told as well. In case anybody has any questions, if you need some personal guidance on resume preparation, that's going to be very difficult for me to handle one by one, because a lot of people reach out to me on LinkedIn, on various other platforms. So it's very difficult. But I can give you some inputs. I can give you some inputs by seeing your resume very quickly. Okay, I might not go into a one-to-one call with you, but probably if you ping me on LinkedIn, I will be able to help you out. Yes, Karthikeyan, you can connect me regarding freelancing. Yes, on paper it will not be visible, but it all depends. If you want, you can put it down as well. But mostly for resume screening part, because they usually screen it. They don't screen it on mobile, right? So they screen it on computers and all those things. So they will be seeing your PDF profile, right? From PDF profile they will be able to navigate. But yeah, when you go for the interview, maybe for a face to face, or a telephonic round or a video round, probably you can share your profile having detailed links. Anybody has any other questions? uh I had some announcement, guys, but I will announce it on the channel itself, probably by tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I do have a lot of statistical videos as well. I am working on it. So the entire statistics part is going to be live on my channel very soon. Any other questions? Okay. I think no more questions. Thanks for the session. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I didn't want it to break. Because I have already committed that I am going to go live every Sunday at 7 p.m. So I didn't want it to go for a bit. Honestly, the only reason why I didn't had a session planned for today was that I had my second dose of vaccination, and I thought I will not be able to speak, but I'm feeling okay. So that's the reason I conducted. I am a fresher in data science, any good platform for jobs. So for freshers, LinkedIn is one of the tools. Apart from that, let me show you some of the other websites as well. Let me see. Okay, LinkedIn, Naukri, Stack Overflow, these are the basics, right? Apart from that, you can also check Insta Hire. Okay, Insta Hire. Apart from that, angel.co, I'm not pretty sure. Okay, angel.co. So Insta Hire, they have a lot of freelancing opportunities and fresher jobs as well. You can, sorry, no freelancing, I just got carried away. There will be a lot of fresher openings in this website. Now obviously LinkedIn, Indeed, Naukri, Monster Jobs, these are the basics, right? I'll not talk about them. Apart from that, Insta Hire, and angel.co. Angel.co is basically the website for the angel, the newcomers, the startups, and a lot of startup jobs are available here. Okay, there, yeah, there will be remote opportunities as well. Apart from that, I will tell you some abroad job portals as well, but not pretty sure it will work for freshers or not. Uh, honeypot.io. But yeah, in case you are a experienced professional, you can create your profile here and get started with it. So how they work is that as a candidate, you will create a profile. They will review your profile and make it live. There will be hundreds of companies who also have accounts on Honeypot. They will be posting jobs. They will be checking resumes based on their recommendation system. Your resumes might get recommended to them, and then they will reach out to you. Many of my friends have got abroad jobs through this website. Even I had gotten a job from Germany, but because of the salary part, I didn't join. Okay, Honeypot is one of them. Apart from that, there is something called as vanhack.io. uh, vanhack.io also, they what they do is, it's a Canadian startup. So they basically, okay, I'll explain you how it happens. So most of the abroad jobs are basically filled up by the local candidates, right? Which is quite obvious. Why would somebody hire you from some other country if they get local candidates? What happens is, in Canada, many startups, they do have some budget constraints. Now, for example, I'll talk about in Indian terms. For example, for 5 years experience in India, if the salary given is 30 lakhs, there could be some startups who are paying 15 lakhs. Now, with 15 lakhs, they will not be able to get good candidates, right? So what they do is they outsource from some other country. So if we outsource, because from other countries there are many people who are willing to work at 15 lakhs package, because for them getting an abroad opportunity is more important, because initially getting a job is more important than looking out for a specific salary, right? Because once you get the exploration, once you have already landed up in an abroad country, finding another job is not a big deal. Okay, so that's how a lot of startups, they do have profiles here, and you can create your account. What they do is they will have some basic English test. Once you clear that test, your profile will be active. Okay, so you can explore this website, vanhack.com. I will just pass it on in the description probably. Any other doubts, guys? A Europe based job portal, yeah, Honeypot. If you are a developer, I can guarantee you that you can definitely get a job very quickly. Honeypot. Any other questions? Keep shooting, keep shooting. It's not a paid promotion, guys. I'm just telling you what I know. Okay, whatever I have been experiencing, I'm just telling that. Any other questions, sir? I want internship in this field. Any sources? Garima, for internships. Uh, well, I had one opportunity yesterday itself. I posted. I got more than 100, 200 profiles, but yeah, I have selected 15 out of them. So there could be more opportunities with me. But apart from that, yeah, just start creating connections, and internshala also you can explore. Yeah, I know that getting a job and getting an internship is a little bit difficult. uh, but yeah, in case by hook or crook, if you need some help, if you're okay with a free internship kind of thing, just for you know sake of certification or sake of learning, probably get in touch with me on LinkedIn. I can help you out, but I don't have any stipend based internship opportunity at the moment. Okay, at the moment. So how to go for ML ops jobs freshers? Don't have to, Sandeep. ML ops is something very advanced. DevOps and ML ops, it's not recommended for freshers to learn them. You can learn them, but you will not find jobs related to that, because ML ops and DevOps, they require experienced professionals. And if somebody is hiring, then probably they are out of budget. Okay, that could be one of the reasons. What's the initial salary of data analyst? It depends, Karima. uh, I'm not pretty sure, but many of my students have got. So one of my student has got a job of 8.5 lakhs, and one of them has got 4.2 lakhs. So it all depends on which company you have cracked. But yeah, down the line, if your graph in Java or uh, any other portal or any other skill is so for example, see, always you always focus on end goal. That's what I say. If you are if you are with Java, and if your growth is like this, let's say 0 years and 10 years, let's say after 10 years in Java you would be at 25 lakhs per annum. So diff 100% in data science you will be more than that, probably 35-50 lakhs. Okay, so always focus on the end goal. You don't focus on the initial packages. Initial getting a job is more important. Okay, communication skill development portal. So both, just interact with your friends in English. Don't hesitate. That's the best course, I would say. Apart from that, why don't you go for IELTS preparation? Once you get started with IELTS preparation, your English speaking and all these things will also enhance. And there are a lot of free portals as well, speaking portals, IELTS speaking portals. There are some applications as well, because when I was preparing for Canada 3-4 years back, I had installed one application. Probably check if I'm pretty sure there must be some applications. Or else, if you can find some friends, probably just talk to them as much as possible. That is the best practice. Don't hesitate. Even if you are speaking wrong, that's fine. Okay. Any other questions? A lot of questions I am missing out. I think we'll connect you on freelancing, LinkedIn, GitHub. Okay. Europe based communication, this is great. Been trying to find sites, and thanks you. Okay. Yeah, honeypot. Yeah, there is also talent.io. Now these are the portals which has been tried and tested. Okay, I have my friends who have got jobs through this. Obviously, for experienced professionals, one of my friend also got a UK opportunity from Stack Overflow. Okay, many of you might be thinking it doesn't happen, but it happens. Okay, there are Stack Overflow jobs as well. You can easily find, not easily, but yeah, because abroad jobs is very difficult, right? So you always have to keep trying and trying. Sent LinkedIn connection request. Okay, I'll accept it. Could you share your journey till now? Well, not the right forum right now, but I will probably share it someday. But just a hint. I started as a Java developer in 2011. 2015, due to a funny incident, I got to know about machine learning. I knew about AI. I knew about neural networks, but there's something funny happened. So I learned about machine learning, and I started learning about that in 2015. And then internally within my company, I got some relevant work, and then full time I switched to the next company, which is British Telecom, and that's where my experience started. Right. So 2016, early 2016, I entered data science officially. So 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So this is my sixth year in data science. And with respect to salary, I'll not tell, but there has been a tremendous growth. Apart from my official salary, I do have a lot of side projects as well. That is the reason data science is beneficial for people, right? Because it opens up various windows and doors. You can get paid via multiple mediums, by teaching, by freelancing, by visiting some universities as keynote speakers. There could be many opportunities. That's it. Any other question? Anything you want to Any other thing you want to know? I'll probably stop sharing. Is Android app development better? Of course, it is better. I don't recommend everybody to jump into data science blindly, because if everybody will come into data science, who will handle the other jobs? Honestly speaking, in Hong Kong, many of my friends who have sticked, they learn data science, but they finally sticked with Java, with Android development, what they were initially doing. They stick to that, and they are getting really good high wages as compared to a data scientist. They are getting what very near to a data scientist's salary, even more than that. So nothing to worry about. Data science is not something which is the only stream to give you the highest salary. Anything and everything is good. Just for upskilling, you can learn data science. But yeah, everything is good. Android development is good. UI UX is good. UI UX, there are a lot of job opportunities, and there are a lot of openings. There are less resources. Even in data analysis and in data engineering, many people are blindly jumping into data science, but data engineering is something people should focus on. And that's the next big bubble. Probably in 6 7 months, people will go crazy about data engineering as well. That's one prediction which I have. Any other any other thing? Any site to check how much I need to be paid for my experience and technology in India? Well, luckily, Karthik, I am working on that portal right now. That's one of my projects which will go live very soon. You can test it out, but at the moment there is no such website that will show you how much you should get paid. But I'm going to launch it very soon. 2 3 weeks probably. Work is going on. Any other question, guys, or else we'll wind up. Any good resources to learn data science or data analysis you recommend? For data analysis, I think my channel itself has a lot of things. If you want, I can show you. I think that's it. That's more than enough for you to learn about data analysis. I'll talk about data science in some in 1 minute probably. Let's talk about data analysis. Okay, my stream is visible. It's visible, right? Okay. So you can go to my channel. Yeah, I mean there are multiple channels which you can go through, but I have everything. So if you go to playlists, Python is there, end-to-end Python. Apart from that, in case you have any questions, always you have my LinkedIn profile. Most of you already have my WhatsApp numbers. Feel free to connect. Apart from Python, there will be once you must have to go through one video on Excel. Okay, 1 second.
At SBX Robotics,
I don't know. So in the live online sessions, you just go through it. There will be a Excel tutorial that also you can go through. Okay, this is a stream. It was by Jitin. Everything about Excel is mentioned in this 2 hour session. Apart from that, EDA, yes, EDA is also there in this live sessions. End to end 2 hours of EDA. Apart from that, once you go to data analysis, there will be some data analysis related videos. I'm just pausing it because of the ads. And then you have Power BI also in my channel. So everything, Power BI is also there. So these things, if you master it, data analysis is done. Rest up apart from that, you just have to practice it. So Python, little bit of statistics, Excel, ADA, Power BI, enough for a data analysis job. When it comes to data science, well, there are multiple channels where you can get end-to-end learning programs, and there are some websites as well. But I don't think there is a dedicated website to guide you everything, like in a structured manner, that machine learning, then NLP, then deep learning. I don't think there is any website, at least a free website. For paid, there are multiple websites. You can learn it from multiple websites, but yeah, that's going to be chargeable, right? But I usually recommend that you should go for paid courses. I also sell paid courses, and there are multiple other companies who sell paid courses. But I'm not just telling you to take my course. But yeah, it's always recommended to take a paid course because it is something which keeps you intact in case you have any questions, any guidance. Somebody will be there to guide you, help you out with your doubts and all those things, right? I cannot recommend. Yeah, data science Udemy courses is okay, but Udemy, one of the famous Udemy courses, which is machine learning A to Z, it's very old. It's I think it was published in 2015 or 16. So a lot of things are not there in that courses. But yeah, initially to get started, Udemy is best. 700 rupees or 600 rupees, you can get started with it. Is data science a better platform for those who are from non-programming background? Yes, data science is better platform, but if I tell you in depth, business analysis or BI is going to be very relevant for the non-programming background people, because business analysis and BI, it doesn't have anything to do with the programming background, because it's all about data analysis using multiple tools, right? So you can enter that, you can learn that. Any suggestions for projects we should do? Garima, the suggestions are that, for example, you know end to end, you know about little bit about EDA, you know about machine learning, you know little bit about NLP, about deep learning. So always have two projects ready for each of them. Okay, based on the jobs you're applying for, tweak your resumes. Let's say your company, or the company which you're going to apply for is going to be very focused on deep learning or computer vision. Just try to mention deep learning and computer vision related projects in your resumes. Okay, you can pick any project, but don't pick the very obvious projects like Titanic data sets and MNIST, cat stocks, and all these things. I would recommend do a deep research on a specific domain. Let's say fintech is very much growing right now. Fintech or banking or telecom. Do a research on that. Very simple. Doing a research is going to be very simple. I'll just share my screen again. Let's say you are going to do a research on fintech. Okay, fintech ML use cases. You just have to type it. You will get tons of articles and blogs. Okay, once you do a research on this, then you have to jot down something. Let's say you are jotting it down in your copy or notebook. Fraud detection and prevention. Try to read about it. If you read, you will have more understanding on the use cases. And let's say stock market prediction. Okay, let's say stock market prediction. You like this. Okay, let's try to explore this. So what you can do is stock market prediction data sets. Just simply, if you try it out, you will find a lot of data sets in Kaggle and all these things. In case you are not confident on the data sets part, you can also search for Python projects. You will get codes. So I'm not recommending you to directly copy paste the code, but you can take the idea from the code and always implement your own piece of code. Okay, so this is one of the blocks, right? So this is nothing but you have the stock prices and you are going to predict it using LSTM or any other algorithm. Okay, so probably here they have used LSTM. Why don't you use Arima or Facebook Profit? So you are copying the idea, but you are implementing your own algorithm, right? Like implementing your own piece of code, and then you can easily write down in your resumes. And once you have an understanding on end to end on a time series problem, let's say you are applying for a telecom company, you can just tweak it. Instead of stock price prediction, write down it as something else, some time series project related to telecom domain, right? Any other questions? This is how you can do some research and get started with it. Any other questions, or else we'll wind up? Udemy, okay, I have already covered. Okay, guys, I think most of the questions are covered. In case you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. That's it from my side. I think it was a good session, good interactive Q&A. Sorry, my video was on and off. How to build a good GitHub profile? Uh, yeah, I mean the key is that you have to add as much projects as possible, right? So even if you are doing a small project, just log it in your Cackle and log it in your GitHub. That's it. That's how you start adding profiles, adding repositories to your GitHub. And always have a good README. I usually copy paste my README. So always have a good README. So let me show you one of the repositories. See, for experienced professionals, I'm not pretty sure if GitHub is going to be helpful for or not, but definitely for for freshers, for low or mid-level people, definitely it is required. So this is how I embed a readme is very much required because based on your readme, your the people who are visiting your profile, they will have more clarity on what the use case is all about, right? So this is how I have explained detailed session on EDA. It is clickable. If you click, it will go to my channel. In your case, it could be a blog. Okay, you can give a clickable option to a blog. Oh, sorry,
Hello, I'm Dr. David Costa.
Mr. David Costa. And then what is this? What is churn scenarios? And then I have mentioned for this refer to this file, for this refer to this file, and then I have explained what is Flask. So this is how it has to be. This is how the model looks like. Okay, so you read me plays a vital role. And yeah, if you want to see the readme how to embed the links and all these things, very easy. If you just copy an image, let's say this is one of the image, copy, go to readme, paste it. So it will automatically create a dummy link, and then you just use it. And if you want to embed a separate link, this is how you embed it. So alt text, this is your image link. Let's say this link. You have to copy this one from https till png. Just change it, and here provide your article link or YouTube link or whatever it is, XYZ hyperlink. Okay, and this is how you can redirect. Any other questions? I don't have a very fancy GitHub profile, but yeah, I think I have seen some good profiles. Eric Eagle, this is one of my interns who work very closely with me. He's not an intern anymore. He has got a full-time job. You can see he has worked with me for more than, I think, 12 months. He still working with me for a lot of my projects and all those things, internal work. So he has a lot of repositories, and this is how he has created his GitHub profile. I think I really like this. Hi there, this is it's Kalas Jindal. He has his GitHub profile, LinkedIn profile, Twitter account. In case you want this link, just note it down: GitHub/Eric Eagle. Okay, and he has his pinned repositories, and yeah, I think since 1 year he has 137 repositories. So you can imagine how how dedicated he is towards data science, right? His oldest is June 19, and I think this is where he started working with me. And in just 10 months, he has 137 repositories. Okay, so adding repositories is very important. You have to add as much as possible, even if it is a short use case or something. Just add it. Any other questions, guys? Feel free to ask. I'm just enjoying the session, even if we don't have much viewers in this video. That's fine. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. That's it for today's video. It's already 11 p.m. for me. I have to go for dinner. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you. If you like, please like, share, and subscribe this channel. And of course, try to help me out in getting 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. I do have some giveaways as well. I will announce that separately. Apart from that, because a recommendation engine has changed in YouTube, the algorithms have changed. So getting new subscribers is very difficult. Even though I'm doing my job, I'm mentioning SEO tags, everything I'm doing properly, but still I'm not getting that traction, which is okay. I don't mind it. But yeah, in case I get more subscribers, that would be more motivating for me. Right. So do your part of job. Just try to share it as much as possible, and I will do my part by giving you as much content as possible. Okay, guys, like this we can have Q&A sessions as well. In case I don't have any plans for any Sunday, I will go for a Q&A session like this. Okay, that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you and thanks for watching. Let's meet next weekend for our next live session. Thank you. Bye bye.